Welcome, guys. Welcome to your show, my show. It's your girl, Amara La Negra, and you're listening to Exactly Amara, a production of iHeart. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so grateful for every single one of you who is on here listening to this new episode. As usual, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Rate us those 5 stars that you already know I love to see, and leave us a review. Let me know if you love it. Let me know if you hate it. Whatever topics you want to hear me talk about or something that may have inspired you, let me know. I love the good feedback. And, any feedback to make the show better, I'm down for that too. Head over to the YouTube channel where you will also be able to watch or listen to the podcast by searching for My Cultura podcast and clicking on Exactly Amara. So, with that being said, we are in the holiday seasons. Qué rico. Let me know what's your favorite holiday. En tu casa, would you guys celebrate? Because that's another thing. In the Latino community, there's a lot of things we don't necessarily celebrate, or we do it just trying to follow the American trends. I wanted to talk about holiday behavior. Today, I want to explore the latest tips and tricks on how to make the most effective, the most welcoming, the most respectful, ways of coming over to somebody's house for the holidays. What are the do's and don'ts? What are the things you can and can't do? How should you treat your guest? As a host, what are things you can and can't do, should and shouldn't do? All those things are important. If you like to, have people come over for the holidays, if you like to be all up in somebody's house for the holidays, there's some rules and regulations we must follow. As the host, no te creas que no. As a host, you also have rules and regulations and things that you should do as well. I think that part of the Latino community is that we love to make other people feel good. We love to host people. We love the family at the house, just the welcoming energy of having people over. We love that. But with those things, either they can turn out to be really, really good, or they can turn out to be a hot mess and you end up kicking everybody out. You never want to make anybody, that comes over to your house feel awkward or uncomfortable or unwelcomed. So there's things that you have to do as well. There's rules and etiquettes as well for hosts and guests and things that need to be followed. So between one thing and the other, let me start by saying I personally am doing a small Thanksgiving get together here at my house, but then I'm also doing a Friendsgiving. I've never done a Friendsgiving. I thought it would be super nice, super sweet. Since, my mother immigrated to this country by herself, we really don't have our family here. And our friends have become our family throughout the years. And I really love those because sometimes even your real family aren't as close to you as the friends that you make along the way. I was like, tú sabes que voy a hacer un Friendsgiving, pero I'm a little bit nervous because I am an only child and I'm accustomed to being by myself. I'm not a fan of having too many people over the house. Meaning too many people over the house is like more than 5 people over the house. 5 people, I feel like I can control. More than 5 people, when it's like 20, 30 people in your house, is like, get out. It's good in the beginning, but afterwards, just seeing all the movement of people in and out, like you're going to the bathroom, now you're walking out, now you're over here, now you're asking where's the toilet paper, where's the this, where's the napkins, where's the floor is wet, where's the water, can I have some ice, can I have this, mira que tengo hambre, que I have, oh my God. I can't deal with it. Is that a bad thing? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that way. Anyways, so here it goes. Rule number 1, guest. Here goes the rule number 1 for the guest. When you're coming over to someone's house, please be respectful of their rules and regulations. Please be respectful of their home, of their space. This is not a hotel. Their home is not your personal Airbnb. It is not a hotel. Do not be annoying your host for things that you can try to figure out on your own. Before you go to someone's house, ask permission if you want to bring more guests. If they have invited you, that doesn't mean that you can come with 5, 6, 10 other of your friends that you want them to accompany you. They invited you. You understand me? So if you want to bring your cousin, your prima, your boyfriend, your boyfriend's mother, and then and qué sé yo, la mamá, el papá, and everybody, you say, fulanito, oh my God, thank you so much for inviting me to the holidays. party at your house. Do you mind if I have a guest over? They may ask you, sure. Or they may say, how many? When they say how many, here goes another one. How many doesn't mean bring your whole entourage. For the most part, it means plus one, plus two, and the children is an automatic. If you have children, we know that they come with you, and that's, we get that part. So it's, oh, me and fulanito and fulanito. That's it. Don't be like, oh, this is an open invitation. That's important. Oh, I have so many rules for y'all. Y'all better pay attention. Now that I spoke about kids and I was in rule number 0 to 1, that's rule number 1. Now I'm going to go to rule number 2. If you have children and your children are coming over to someone else's home, you must have, it's important for you to have months of preparation and training. What does that mean? That means you teach them the laser eye. If you don't know the laser eye, is that Latina mom thing we've all been through, that they just look at you and fire flame just comes out of their eyeballs and you automatically know not to do it. Teach them that before you take them to anybody's house. It doesn't mean that you have to be spanking them all over, the la fiesta. That's slightly embarrassing. And if you feel that you need to do some mommy daddy tune-up, you do that privately. You take them to the bathroom like my mom used to do. You take them to el patio in the yard somewhere. You know what? Excuse me. We need to have a moment. Don't be in the middle of the party trying to spank your kid and discipline them and do all that extra stuff. Now everybody's looking at you crazy like you didn't train her. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not a good parent. And now it's a hot mess. Now we're thinking that you're being abusive to your kid. And now the whole family has something to say about the way that you're raising your kids. And then now you became the topic of conversation. Don't do that. You say, ay, con permiso. No, Menganita and I, my daughter and I, my son and I, we didn't have a little conversation. You pull them through an arm, you take them to the bathroom, and you do what you have to do, or you do it outside. You understand? Tell your kids as well. Children have rules and regulations as well, unless you are under 2 years old. If you're under 2 years old, a lot of things, we're going to cut you some slack because you don't know no better. But after 2, don't touch anything. Don't ask for anything. Come on. We're Latinos. We know this stuff. Our parents taught us. Don't ask for nothing. Don't touch nothing. Don't eat nobody's food unless I've given you permission. Don't look at them like you've been starving for the past 3 years. Like nobody's feeding you at home. Don't do none of those things. Don't touch nothing. Don't be hitting other kids in this party. Don't be doing none of those things. Bueno, if you have to take your little iPad, if you have to do those little things, whatever it is that you know that your kids like to be entertained, please provide those things. I personally know that my girls is Miss Rachel, and, Coco Melon, Baby Shark. I know how to keep my children entertained and focused. Please be prepared with your baby snacks, your kid snack. Una sabanita is important. If you have kids over, you know that in all the Latino parties, your kid is going to fall asleep at some point. Make sure that in your car, you have una sabanita, a little blanket, a little pillow, a little boom, boom, boom. You already know how this goes. So you can put 2 chairs together and they can sleep. Come on now. You know what I'm talking about. Been there, done that. Also, just in case, if your kid is a wild eater, make sure that you have a little, tú me entiendes, extra clothes in the in the baggage. Little extra clothes, because sometimes kids in these parties, they want to eat like they've never had food in their life, and they're going to get their clothes dirty, all those things. You want to make sure that as a parent, you look like you got this together. Okay, we've been training in the mommy daddy military. We are prepared for whatever situation. So moving right on after that. It is important, people, guests. If you go to someone's house, this is not your personal buffet. This does not mean that you're going to bring all the containers from your house so that when everybody's done eating, and even before people are done eating, the people haven't even had an opportunity to eat, and you're already taking, ay, este pa mañana. I'm going to take a little bit of rice. I'm going to take a little bit of puerco asado. Don't be that person. Don't be that person that goes to somebody else's house unless everybody has already eaten and everybody's already full and everybody's already had the rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because that's another point. Unless everybody's already eaten, when everything is done, then you can ask, you can ask your host, whoever may be, aunque sea tu prima, tu hermana, my love, mama, hey cousin, Yo, you think I can take a little bit of, can I take a little bit home? Is that okay? You ask for permission. Stop acting like you bought this food. Stop acting like you cooked this food. Stop acting like you gave tip to the chef for cooking. Don't be that person, okay? But yes, make sure to always take a little plastic containers. You can buy them on the Amazon. You can go to the dollar store, buy little containers, put it in your car. And then if they give you permission, out of respect, don't be taking people's containers from their home thinking, oh, do you have somewhere for me to take this? No, you know where you were going. You knew there was going to be food and you knew your hungry ass was going to want more. Bring some containers in the car and some saran wrap and be prepared to take your food for the next 5 days to your house. Perfecto. Here goes another situation. If you go to if you go to somebody else's house for holidays, whenever it may be, please make sure that everybody, has eaten. Don't be over here como que you've never had food in your life. Having round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your plate is, the plate is about to fall out of your hand because you te serviste arroz, puerco, esto, maduro, y aguacate, and the potatoes. Don't be that person. You can serve yourself a little bit. After you finish that, you go up and then you serve yourself a little bit more. And then you continue till you're done. No rellene el plato till you know you can't eat it. And then you end up throwing it away. Don't be that person. Are you guys keeping up? I love it. If you're going to go to somebody's house and you're going to have a little bit of to drink, enjoy. We're having social activities. Let's dance, let's sing, let's do karaoke. Let's talk about once upon a time, our cousin, no sé qué. Tell all the family stories. And while you're doing it, sip, sip. The alcohol in the party is not water. Do not chug it like you're at the club and it's an open bar. You're more than welcome to have 1 or 2 drinks. When you're feeling a little saucy, that means para. Stop. Don't do it. Don't be that drunk family member or friend, okay? Especially if you're a friend. If you're not even like a blood family and you're here as the friend and now you're being the drunk one, please do not do that, ma'am, sir. Listen, there's a lot of rules and regulations. If you guys are playing domino at these family domino, if you're singing karaoke, if you guys are playing any family, games, I don't know, board games, go fish, whatever. Don't be that competitive family member who don't know how to act. It's just a game. It's not serious. Ain't nobody winning no money. And if you are going to win some money, don't be a crazy, tú me entiendes? Come on, we're trying to have a family moment. I think it's important. Guys, please make sure to share this episode with whatever family member, whatever friends it is you might be wanting to invite over to your home. Make sure you send this to them so they don't think it's you saying it. Let them know that it's me saying it. Ma'am, sir, don't do it. Okay? Now, as much as I'm talking about the guests, because the list for the guests can go on and on, let's move on to the host. If you're hosting an event at your home, please make sure to be welcoming. Don't invite people over like you sick of them. Like, oh yeah, come in. No. Remember, this is the holidays. Bienvenidos. Welcome. Ay, fulanita. Hugs and kisses. Positive energy. Feel in the spirit. You know what I mean? Don't invite people over if you're going to have a stank attitude, if you're sick of them, if you're like, oh, why did I even do this at my house? Don't have that energy because you want people to feel welcomed in your home. Rule number 1,000. Also make sure to have enough toilet paper, napkins, all the things that your guests are going to be needing at one point. Because remember that for the most part, they're not going to come by themselves. You're going to have to need, have extra things. Another thing, if you don't want people over at your house for these, family functions, then don't do it at your house. Hey, nobody forced you to do this at your house. Don't be like, no te sientes ahí. Don't sit here. Don't touch this. Where is this? Don't have an attitude because you have the whole house and the whole neighborhood in your house. You decided to do this and invite them over. Please, ma'am, sir, don't be having no attitude because ain't nobody wasting all their gasoline. Okay, and dressing nice and getting their hair cut and getting their nails done and all that stuff to bring their family over to your house for them to feel unwelcome. Don't do that, ma'am, sir. as well. If you have boundaries which are respected, at your home, please let them know in the most courteous way, whether it is before they come to your home or in that space. You can pull them to a side and be like, mi amor, mira, ay, tú me puedes hacer un favor. Can you please not do that? Not for nothing. Please don't feel bad, but I personally don't like it. Don't be talking to people like they're your children with no attitude because you don't want them touching anything in your house or because you don't like the way that they're behaving. Please don't do that. No eye rolls, no attitude. Y no te ponga de chismoso o de chismosa talking to the rest of the family members about what fulanito are doing at your house. Don't do that. If you don't like something that someone is doing, please feel free to, communicate with them privately. Don't be talking loud to your guest in the middle of the family function, embarrassing them because of whatever it is that needs to be. Please learn to pull people to a side to have those conversations. Eso da mucha pena, mucha vergüenza, and now everybody is talking about it. Communication is very important, and communication in the most respectful way is important. Don't be talking to people like they're your children. Do you understand? Great, perfecto. Also, if they're going to be sleeping over, make sure that them sheets is clean. Don't be like, ay, que yo no tuve tiempo, and then your sheets smell like ass. Don't do that, okay? If you know that you're having a function in your home, be prepared, okay, to receive people over. And not only that, people be taking naps. If people want to take a nap, make sure that you have a space where they can, lay down and sleep, whether it is that you have an extra bedroom or una sabanita in the couch with a little pillow somewhere, especially if you're going to be having children over. Sheets, towels, like I said before, toilet paper, pasta diente, toothpaste, little mini brushes that you can get at the dollar store. Them little kits, they're very bourgeois, very cute. $1, $1.99 sometimes when it be a little expensive. Come on now. If you're going to have guests over and you're going to do something, make sure to do it nice. Make sure to do it with quality. Don't be cheap out here in these streets, inviting the people to your house looking crazy because your house is going to be the topic of conversation on all the WhatsApp chats. And everybody's going to be talking about it. Ay, mi amor, when I went to Fulanita's house, it was trash. The sheets smell like crap. The toilet paper, they're going to go. Don't be buying them cheap, toilet papers if you're going to have people over that the sheets get stuck to their butt because you don't want to spend the, you know what I'm saying, the extra $2. Come on, let's be tasteful. Let's do things with quality and class. If you have guests over and your guests want to hear, hip hop, or they might want to hear Bad Bunny reggaeton, or they might want to hear bachata, your uncle likes to hear his salsa from, 1980s, whatever it may be open-minded. Be open-minded. Remember that you want to make people feel welcome. You don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to hear that, change that. No, it is your home, but it is not necessarily your party, even though it is. You invited people over. You want to make sure that they feel good. And that means being open-minded musically, food-wise, and everything else. Are you guys following? I'm telling you, please subscribe and share. I know somebody out here in these streets know exactly what I'm talking about. I know. Also, rules and regulations. It is so easy to just print out a little piece of paper. If you want to put it on top of the toilet, please do not flush any toilet paper because now you have like 50 people over your house and everybody forgot. You know what I'm saying? There's ways of doing things. Please keep these bathrooms. This goes for the guests. This is not a public restroom. Do not go out here racing all the toilet paper and just throwing it everywhere. And just please, let's keep it tasteful for the next person that's going to come into this home, into this bathroom. All those things are important. You may not think about it, but they are important. Let's be, conchale. Listen, there are so many rules and regulations. If you have any rules and regulations for people coming over to your house, can you please hit me up on the YouTube channel and in the comment area? Let me know. Hit me up with that review. I know you've been through. Have you ever been through a situation like this with friends, families, or anything like that? Oh my God, if you go to somebody's house and you break something, don't be acting like it wasn't you. If you did it, be a responsible adult and be like, yo, my bad. It was me. How can I repair this? What may I do? Don't be out here trying to act like you 5 years old. It wasn't me. It was you. We got cameras now. Don't make me go into this camera system and see you drop it. Don't make me go over here and see you break it. Please be sensitive of breaking people's things in their home. If you're going to somebody's house and the host is there and you know that they're handling a lot of people and they're taking care of everybody else, Don't be all up in their face trying to tell them stories. They don't want to hear no damn story. They're caught up with everybody else and making sure that everybody else is comfortable, that everybody's having a moment. Because when you're hosting events, you barely have time for yourself. You're making time for everybody else. Come on now. Can I get a hallelujah? You know I am speaking the truth. Okay? I hate to host events and everybody's all up in my face. Ma'am, sir, can you please? You've known me for the past 100 years. Why do you want to talk to me at this moment? I'm trying to do something nice for everybody else. Enjoy each other's company. I want you to interact with other people. Another thing, when you're down here talking about memory lane, don't be talking about the bad stories that you know is going to make everybody hot and everybody start arguing. Don't tell no bad stories of like, oh, remember when my cousin cheated on you with forget. Don't be that person. We're here to have positive conversations and nice interactions. Don't be talking about no negativity. Don't be trying to solve no family issues in this moment. You solve that out of the party. Do you get what I'm saying? Come on now. I know you know where I'm coming from. Another thing, it is important that you come to this, whoever's house it may be with something. Don't come empty-handed, como que tú nada más viniste con la barriga ready to eat everybody's stuff. Mira, it could be a bag of chips. It could be una soda. It could be un pastelito. It could be anything. Don't walk up into people's house just ready to eat up all their stuff and drink up all their alcohol and not bring out of courtesy. Ya te damos un poquito de delicadeza, de finura. A little, Amazon something, a little bottle of wine, a little box of chocolate, a little something. Don't walk up in these people's houses with nothing. They can just with a plain container, ready to take all their stuff. Okay? Don't be that person. There's many things, people, I think is important that we learn how to do better with one another. Okay? I would love for you guys to have the best holiday experiences, and I would love for you guys to share all those things with me. Let me know, how has it been for you? Are you guys, any family activities you guys did? Anything, any experiences you've gone through, whatever it may be. Oh, I can't wait to check out all the reviews of your experiences because God knows I'm going to have a lot to say after my home, holiday party. And hopefully their behavior, I'm going to make sure to send this to all my friends and family before they come over. I ain't even playing. Listen to my podcast before you come over. That's the rule. As a matter of fact, I should just give a code and be like, what was the code at the end of the episode? The code of the episode is don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? If you don't know the code, you can't come in. That lets me know you heard my podcast and you know the rules and regulations of coming to somebody else's house. Anyways, that's all for today's episode. I've truly enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. I hope you learned something. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for being part of Exactly Amara. Make sure to find me on YouTube. Catch my show by searching for my Cultura podcast on YouTube and clicking on Exactly Amara. Follow me on Instagram at Amara La Negra ALN, Amara La Negra ALN. And remember that this is a production of iHeart's My Cultura podcast network. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.